Hi, and welcome back to one of our pre-class videos where we go over the material right before we go into class. It's just a little introduction of what we're going to be going over the day before class, and there will be a small quiz just to make sure you guys watch the video. Now, although 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence and are considered founding fathers, many historians consider there to be only 7 key founding fathers, and those founding fathers are the ones that we will be going over today and in class. First up is George Washington. He was the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War, the first president of the United States, and the only non-partisan president of the United States ever in our history. Second, we have Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence, was the first Secretary of State, and the 3rd President of the United States. Up next, we have James Madison, who wrote the Bill of Rights, which is a main part of the Constitution. He was also the 4th President of the United States, and he wrote 29 articles of the Federalist Papers. I hope you guys are taking notes over this because there will be a small quiz over this tomorrow before we go into more detail about all of these founding fathers. And Andrew, I'm looking at you because I know you don't like to take notes. This is John Adams. He was the first Vice President of the United States, the 2nd President, a very prestigious lawyer, and he helped unite the colonies together during the first stages of the Continental Colony. Ben Franklin, who's very well known for his key and a kite experiment, was also the first ambassador to France, was a key member to the Continental Congress, and was the first postmaster general. Now, a lot of you probably haven't heard about John Jay, but he was a founding father, and he did write 5 of the Federalist Papers. He was a president of the Continental Congress, and he was an ambassador to Spain. Ooh. Last, but certainly not least, is Alexander Hamilton, who was the youngest founding father. He wrote the other 51 Federalist Papers. He started the Banks of America. He also started the U.S. Post. And he was the first Treasury of the United States. And there's also a million things he has done. And we will also cover all the things he has done and the other things the Founding Fathers haven't done yet that I have not covered in this video tomorrow in class. Okay, guys, time for a small review. So, Monica, Trent, put your phones down, and we're going to do a little review because remember, small quiz tomorrow before class. Okay, so up here on the board, we have the Founding Fathers. On this side, we have the ones that were president in order. So, George Washington was the first president. John Adams was the 2nd president. Thomas Jefferson, 3rd president. James Madison, 4th president. Over here, we have the non-presidents. John Jay was a non-president. Benjamin Franklin was a non-president, and Alexander Hamilton was a non-president. Now, don't be confused because everyone over here except George Washington served as a vice president. George Washington did not. All the others did. Now, as another small review, James Madison, John Jay, and Alexander Hamilton all contributed to the Federalist Papers. You need to know their contributions to it. So James Madison wrote 29 of the Federalist Papers. John Jay wrote 5, and Alexander Hamilton wrote 51. You need to remember this. James Madison wrote 29 of the Federalist Papers. Alexander Hamilton wrote 51, and John Jay wrote 5. You need to know this for the quiz. Ben Franklin, he was well known for his experiment with the lightning and the kite and the key. John Adams was known for being the first vice president. Thomas Jefferson was known for writing the Declaration of Independence. James Madison's biggest contribution, writing the Bill of Rights for the Constitution. George Washington, aside from being the first president of the United States, he also was the only nonpartisan president. Now, that's just a little recap of what this video went over. But the big points are that you need to remember these were all the presidents of the 7 founding fathers. These were the only presidents in order: George Washington first, John Adams second, Thomas Jefferson third, James Madison fourth, and then the non-presidents were John Jay, Ben Franklin, and Alexander Hamilton. Remember, you need to know the contributions to the Federalist Papers, who wrote what parts, and how many parts they wrote. James Madison wrote 29, Alexander Hamilton wrote 51, and John Jay wrote 5. Now, guys, you guys can ace this test. Just remember to watch this video. Watch it a couple times if you need to. We'll go over all the founding fathers in more detail tomorrow. This is just a small intro to the material. Bye, guys. See you in class tomorrow.